The first alleged sighting of the Loch Ness Monster was way back in 565 AD. It was made by a missionary that goes by the name Saint Columba. This story describes a great beast rising from the water to eat one of the saint's followers. Columba then raised his hand and told the monster, "Thou shalt not go no further, nor touch the man. Go back with all speed." The creature was terrified and took off. It wasn't until 1934 this elusive creature gained real attention when a picture of it was shown to the public. It was dubbed the surgeon's photograph. It was supposedly taken by Robert Kenneth Wilson. Now, this photo has since been debunked, yet there are many people who truly believe the Loch Ness Monster is real. Time to find out what I think. This photo looks so genuine, but in 1993, a man by the name of Christian Sperling admitted to making the monster out of plastic and a toy submarine. If the story is true, it's a good one. Christian Sperling's stepfather, Duke Wetherell, who made a name for himself as a big game hunter, was hired by the London Daily Mail to find the Loch Ness Monster. Not long after, Duke came across strange footprints in the mud. They had 4 toes and they were close to the water. He took some plastic casts and sent them to a museum to get them identified. Unfortunately, the tracks turned out to be that of a hippo. Someone must have put fake tracks there as a hoax, and the Daily Mail humiliated and ridiculed Duke Wetherell for the mistake. Here's where Christian Sperling fits in. He was a model maker and was approached by his stepfather to create the monster. From the photograph, people would have guessed that the neck was more than 3 feet high, but in reality it was about 8 to 12 inches high. He then took the fake Nessie out to the loch and took the picture. After that, he sank all the evidence of the fraud in the mud. The undeveloped film eventually made its way to Wilson. He then developed the film and sold the photo to the Daily Mail, and for the next 60 years that secret was kept. Thing is, there is no proof to that. Any of it, actually. Christian Sperling can say that this was just a toy submarine all he wants, but without actual proof, I can't go along with that. Most people will say that it's way more believable than a giant creature living in the lake, but some guy's word is not good enough for me. Okay, so let's just say that it wasn't a toy sub with something attached to it. What else could it be? One of the earlier theories was that the Loch Ness Monster was a plesiosaur, a large reptile that lived in the water from the Triassic period. What they look like certainly does fit the description, but the plesiosaur has been extinct for about 66 million years due to the extinction level event that happened at the end of the Cretaceous period. For the Loch Ness Monster to be a plesiosaur, there would have to have been quite a few of them left to keep repopulating its numbers. I'm not convinced with that theory. There is also the elephant theory. I have to admit that I never heard of this until I started my research. A Scottish paleontologist by the name of Neil Clark believes that the Loch Ness Monster was actually an elephant. Here's how this theory goes. In the 1930s, there was a lot of traveling circuses, and they would let their elephants swim in the loch. The eyewitnesses of the Loch Ness Monster usually state that there was a long neck and 1 or 2 humps visible. Funny, because that is exactly what an elephant looks like when it swims in deep water. Now that's what I call evidence, and it's completely plausible. Except, how do you explain the more recent Loch Ness sightings? I mean, there are no elephants swimming around there now, yet the sightings keep happening. There have been quite a few fishermen and Loch Ness investigators that have come across something underwater. With the use of sonar, you can see the depth of the water and what's directly beneath you. It'll show you a rough estimate of the size of whatever is down there. Thing is, they are not always 100% accurate. And some oceanography experts believe the shapes are most likely algae in the water. In 1987, Operation Deep Scan was launched. It was comprised of 24 boats, all equipped with sonar equipment, and they went across the width of the loch at the same time. When the scientists made sonar contact with something of an unusual size, they rescanned the area a second time. There were a few scans that showed something, but that was later determined to be seals. But there was one large object moving 180 meters below. They haven't been able to determine what that was, though. There was a satellite image taken that many believe is the creature. If you look closely, you can see a shape in the water. This was later proved to be just a boat, and what you see here is its wake. There are other pictures too, but they could easily be tricks of the light hitting the waves. The most recent one I can find is this image taken by Dr. Knight and her son. They were on a cruise boat on the loch and they took this picture. At first it doesn't look like anything, but if you look closely there are supposedly fins or something. I do see something there, but I really don't think it's the Loch Ness Monster. It's that time again. What do I think? I think the Loch Ness Monster is just make-believe. Well, with the evidence I could find right now, it's make-believe. I mean, they even had 24 boats scour the lake with sonar twice and came up empty. I mean, they might have, yeah, okay, there was that one thing, but they couldn't determine what it was. It could have just been a glitch. And then you have the elephant theory. Now that's a good one. It doesn't explain, though, the sightings after the circuses were all gone. The only other thing that it could be is that your mind's playing tricks on you. Your eyes see something, a shadow in the wave, and then immediately you think Loch Ness Monster. And if you already believe in the Loch Ness Monster, you're going to see the Loch Ness Monster. That's just how it works. I couldn't find any solid proof or evidence of the Loch Ness Monster. Believe me, I wanted to. I really wanted to find that picture that'd say, wow, that's real. Couldn't find it. If you can find anything, let me know, because I have no problem changing my decision. But as of right now, the Loch Ness Monster, to me, is make-believe. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit that like button and then subscribe, because more videos are on the way. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter, because that's where all the goofiness happens. Thanks for watching, and once again, if you can't make me believe, it's just make-believe. See you later.